Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into today's very different video on YouTube. Once again, I'm talking about in the subject of mental health, and I'm basically in my very stubborn mind again. And why do I always keep on saying the word stubborn in these types of videos on YouTube? And that's because, well, 90% of all human beings have that sort of personality of being stubborn, yet characteristic-wise, positive-wise, fairly intelligent. That's very kind to know. There's nothing wrong of having a very stubborn person. That's just, how it is. I have to say that, that's somehow one of the most, if not all, important features about a human being. Without stubbornness, there's no consistency. Maybe I'm just saying things. But anyways, I'm into my mental health subject that I'm about to speak of. And, the mental health that I've actually had to suffer from has been quite a bit of a challenge. And the reason why it has been a massive challenge was because, well, I'm not being selfish here or anything. The bulk of the trouble that I had is all because I had a complete giant running amok of intrusive thoughts caused by me, but also other people in general. And of course, as anyone has known for me for for basically ages in a sense, I think it's very worthy to note that, hey, with that sort of feeling, in my mind box, well, that's not very good. That's not very good to hear. But anyways, I am actually going to be chatting about some random subjects of possibly what's going to be happening from the next month, I suppose, hey, because May of 2024 has been one of the worst, if not one of the toughest months so far to come into my mind, hey, and I think I'm still waiting on the fact that June is around on the corner here. But somehow, there's also another rumor awakening here, which I think is going to be very scary. And that rumor is that maybe June could potentially be even more worse than what May has to offer, or probably continue the same story. I just hope that consistent, persistent, nightmarish event is just about to die down. I just hope it will pretty much die down like a strong gusty wind dying down from its intensity, I guess. I just really hope you understand how I'm feeling here, because at the moment, I'm straightforward, swinging. Yesterday, I was straightforward, chilled, and relaxed and positive. Today, I'm straightforward, on the much more uncertain and very cynical side of life. And the reason why I'm feeling a little bit cynical is because, well, unfortunately, it's something that I really don't want to try and, think too bright, because the more you think too brightly, well, unfortunately, you just can't be that real. Get for real. Just get real, I just really think that, the world is just a complete bombshell, like a massive, distorted, contorted bombshell of nothingness but just people playing very nasty and malicious games. And just people who are wanting you to just change your personality. I think that's a very scary aspect. Okay, I might also talk about the things that I've got coming up for next month in June. I've got an animation which actually has started work on late April, and it's been taken about a month to finish off. And I'm sort of thinking of finishing off this animation on May the 31st, but I'm sort of thinking June will be a favourable month. But even with that being said, I'm starting to get some very intrusive thoughts because, well, maybe June could potentially carry on and potentially follow the same persistent story that I've got coming up, seeming up to my mind. And I'm just so sorry that I just had to really hoot and holler out on just why the hell am I starting to feel a little bit unsettled, okay? And I'm not really going to rant here, but I'm just a little bit, predictable on the part that, the problem is that when I've got people like, I don't know, it's just going to be very difficult for me to decipher and say and decide on what things to say and what things can I show on YouTube, what things can I really present onto the things that I'm showing here, or what things can I just speak in the video here as you're watching here. It's just going to be very much like a complete, a black easel, like a blackboard of nothingness. I don't know. Obviously, I'm really sorry. I had to really tell you the truth and to tell you how much stress that I had to really endure. And luckily enough, I'm actually one of the few people who are straightforward, mature enough to come along and confess and also straightforward make some very significant notes about how my mental health has been feeling so far this way. And at the time of making this video, it is Mental Health Awareness Week, which in a sense is quite obvious in a sense with mental health. Somehow I like to really control over the feelings of myself and to not get caught up on the things that I really don't want to, strange enough, talk of. Just talk about some very tragic, gruesome stuff, outside of what I make on YouTube and on public or in public. I just hate to think of that suggestion. And also thinking about the month of June, I'm not sure how this is actually going to be straightforward tackled with, but I'm not sure about, I'm pretty sure by June or July, I'm probably thinking about returning back into college. But then that will have to be pretty much determined by a lovely caring nurse. Her name is Sophie Edmonds, I think. I actually met her. She was one of the most generous and one of the most kind and one of the most friendliest. She's also fun. She's straightforward, one of the most easygoing, sociable nurses that I had to really chat to. And I don't want to really disclose that much, but overall, that could potentially set up some really bad setbacks of nothingness, but just mental health playing games. I just really hate that to rile upon my brain and stuff and just attack people with that sort of purpose. But really, I'm just straightforward, getting my head around. Why do I have to say words really wrongly? Okay, so getting my head around of just trying to, curb all of the stress. Okay, all of the stress has been very, very difficult. I have to say that May of 2024, as I can say this again, has been far by one of the worst months so far of this year. And even more so if we continue into June and have the same story over and over again. And as crazy as this sounds, I could actually set up a large, bigger argument and say, hey, I can probably make a video on YouTube and then send it on the internet so that people can get lots of views. But yet again, this would send some very malicious trolls out on the YouTube channel links, and they're straightforward, have a whole bunch of videos that involve a lot of dislikes involved in it too, and just get lots of views and then get a lot of more and more people angry. Do I really want that? No. Well, the reason why I'm really self-aware is because I'm the sort of person who does not actually milk, the utter crap that has been around so far, in a sense that I'm just, I'm really sick and tired of just people, like obviously just people making, it's just weird. They just don't get it. They just don't get what I really say here. And but I suppose maybe I just really don't understand what what other people are just saying, and I'm actually quite sick of people who are telling me what to do, and then all of a sudden I start to get really frustrated and stuff, and that's it. Angry thoughts that pop in my head. I'm straightforward, very resilient of just getting out of all of this stuff from my head, and I'm just don't. Okay, I just really want to try and be very open and very well-minded in a sense, and have a healthy mindset. Okay, that's the most of all important things in the world, is just have a very healthy mindset, and then just don't think about all of this intrusive stuff anymore. Okay, so that's like a very big fat finger number one. No fat shaming. Okay, I don't want to talk that much nonsense, otherwise this video will just go flash in the pan. This is nonsense. Be an absolute pear-shape, that one, eh? Okay, so the mental health that I'm about to talk about via June of 2024, and I've got this animation project that stars both Ryan and me, but the animation I've actually been working on, it's been like weeks, if not months. Okay, so the animation I'm working on, I'm not actually going to show it to you unless if I'm straightforward, eligible enough to come along and talk about it. I've actually been working on it on a month, and I haven't shown you the animation yet. It's actually meant to be quite weird and wacky, but also simple. But I'm also transitioning from being slightly bad at animating into slightly good, yet retaining the same detailings. The detailings I've actually decided to upgrade from just going slightly less detailed into very fully detailed. That'd be great somehow. I just really want to come to the aisle of just not having, people who are just really intrusively intimidating, or like, people who are just wanting to take a slight better advantage of just upsetting people and stuff like that, hey? Or misinterpreting. Okay, I would hate to, start to cause, World War III and that way that could probably make things worse, and that's karma. And I'm just sort of thinking that karma has done the job. Certainly for everyone else somehow as I'm making this video, hey? So, yeah, it's been very stressful to think about it because, the making of my animation has been delayed, and I'm sort of thinking I might probably hold off that animation a bit. I'm sort of thinking of a May the 31st release date, but at the same time, I'm actually going to hold off the animation because of the mental health that I had to really battle against here. Sadly, this is what I have to really say here because, I have to say all of this mental health crisis thingy bobs I've been saying here, all of this stuff that relates to the biggest debacles I had so far. In fact, this year has been very much a debacle. Okay, so the stress that I had to really endure has gone like this for about, almost a month now. Okay, so really, as I can really say this, the mental health that I had to really talk about has been very, very disturbing, okay? All you're going to hear is some very disturbing stories. There are also true stories as well. And that might also happen to you too as well, if you have the same problem, I suppose, or the similar aspect, or the same aspect about life. Whether I'm just probably making a whole bunch of nonsense on my YouTube videos and whatnot, talking about this whole mental health crisis that I've got, and also as I'm making this video, it's Mental Health Awareness Week, so I could potentially do some very awesome healthy activities to curb the stress and the crisis that has been around for basically a month and stuff. And it's not right, okay, so hey, that's not very good to hear what I have to really say, hey? Okay, it's just wrong, completely and utterly wrong to hear just a massive bubble of stress that has occurred within me to take over and just get away with blue. I could do something in a very comedic sense and just get away with Blue Murderer and just beat the crap out of anyone else and out of the streets and stuff. That would be just vile. I'm just sort of thinking, I just wish everything would just stop, like this game here. Okay, so the more I'm just talking about here, and I'm making this video around 1 o'clock. I was meant to do a video around 12 o'clock, but I had noodles, but it doesn't matter. So that being said, I'm going to just pretty much talk about what stressful things am I really going to say here. I mean, put it this way. I'm just very much straightforward, being forwarded by, just being followed by people in a sense though. Well, I tell you what happened this morning, and I tell you what, there's been a lot of stuff that have been going on. I need to be very careful what I'm saying here, because it might actually turn YouTube into a very toxic site, and then maybe the next thing I'll be probably seeing is people having a bar fight inside and outside the streets of Birmingham, and it would probably happen to anywhere else around the world. World anarchy. Do I really want world anarchy to happen like, what's been happening in Russia and Ukraine and Israel and Palestine? Do I really want that? No. Do we really need to talk about this stupid war stuff that's been even more on the cards, more so than my mental health? Do I really want to compare it? No. Why wouldn't I compare it? Because even if I had to compare with the stupid news report, malarkey, thingamajiggy, whatever the hell that thingy is, well, it would probably just, mentally turn people into just headless chickens. and just chicken around for nothing, and just, you know, that will just pretty much make the world into a very dark seed of nothingness. But just people, I don't know. Sorry, I just had to really, okay, just let out all of my feelings here in this video, okay? Because I'm sorry I have to really rant here off screen, because what I'm now feeling like is because of the stress that I'm straightforward enduring at the moment now. I'm sort of thinking of quarantining production of my videos and sort of not actually thinking about making videos that frequent anymore. I think that could be a very good and simple solution. And that solution could take somehow, sometime, a fair bit of time to try and research and stuff, because, you know, it's been fairly mind-bogglingly tough to just hollow out and explain why the hell have I really had to try and solve such a stupid cesspool of stress. And just, no, okay, I really don't want that happening. And of course, yes, the stress that I had has really led to a lot of, it's led to a lot of upsetting scenes. It's led to a lot of drama that has happened on my YouTube channel. It has also led to a lot of swings of my subscriber feed tab. Yeah, my subscription feed has been corrupted on YouTube, and it's just so sad. Because I can tell you what, whenever I think about that, it really riles me. Not only riles me, but it really has been very upsetting. Okay, so the part that made me feel really upset was, I don't know, this seems very hard to talk about. And I mean, it's very hard to talk about all of this stupid, stressful stuff that I have got on at the moment. You know, I could just get away from stupid YouTube and just move on to a different site. And just be happy in another place where I can feel, you know, better again. Maybe that's how it is. Maybe that's how I really want the world to be like. Just stop YouTube and just have a totally different mindset. And just say no. And who knows? And it looks like it's game over already now, but I think yeah, you know what? I'm just straightforward playing this game, and I'm being very strategic, you know. Oh, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. All I'm just saying is that I'm needing a bit of time to try and think back to myself, how the hell am I going to get back into my YouTube? Oh, there you go, 512, yay! See, that was a bit of a cheat here, just to reset the whole game. There's no worries, there's nothing stopping about problem solving. And hey, every day's a learning day. I think the best thing I can do is straightforward learning. Learning always keeps me confident. Well, not always, because hey, there's mistakes to be involved. And sometimes if I'm dealing with a terrible and dangerous mistake, well then that can cause some very serious problems for me though. To let things go awry and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to really talk of some of the nasty and gnarly stuff that's been happening so far, because, you know, everything has to just die down like a gusty old wind that has decided to shut down itself. Oh well, I'm just straightforward playing this game. This is actually quite really addictive. It's also quite very good for the brain. So yeah, obviously the delayed uploads, not yet. So as I'm straightforward thinking about those kind of videos on YouTube, and I can hear a car outside, they are becoming what they really are now. Those type of videos are straightforward becoming, well, basically on what they are now. I'm sort of like losing a fight at the moment now of just how really troublesome and really detrimental it has been. It's been very arduous for people like me to just step up, to just stand up and just not to step aside, but just to be very confident. So yeah, that's what I can really say. Anyways, another thing I can also talk about is I can really just talk about a few things before I should end this video. You know, I actually said about the ElsaGate videos. And there's a bit of a fact here, though, when I actually look back to the ElsaGate videos and stuff, I'm not sure if I can really recall this, but I've actually got a bit of a question inside my head. Are ElsaGate videos strongly linked to getting demonetized? That's actually a very good question. It's a lovely question somehow. I'd love to know about that because, you know, basically when a video gets demonetized or when it gets kid-friendly, well, there's no fun involved for the person who creates the videos these days, isn't it? Well, then there's no fun involved, hey? Just no fun. Anyways, I should probably end this video here, eh? Because, you know, it's gonna cause some rage on my YouTube channel and saying, oh, but Ivan, why are you not talking about this flipping tower fan in the background, and why the hell have you got a lot of trash? Well, over here, maybe I can portray this. I'd say the bin is my head, and of course there's all that rubbish is the level of stress. Take that and imagine that as the level of stress that I've got at the moment, and when I do throw it away, the results will be spectacularly different. So yes, obviously, going back to the ElsaGate question I actually have thought of. So they do get demonetized. I'm pretty sure they do get monetized at first glance, but then they get demonetized. But then if that video gets set up as being made for kids, well then that could probably unfortunately spark a new generation of people who has actually got informed by some very scary and very traumatizing content that YouTube really wants to play monkey business with, and that's really sad to hear about that. But anyways, I should probably end this video here before I should go outside within a huff. Please give this video a like, or of course yes, if you don't like these types of videos, dislike them. Do whatever the heck you want from me. Subscribe for more videos in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.